Welcome everybody to another RSC stream where we're gonna kick off today with a Master Series. I'm Tavish and I'm joined here by Statue as we're, like I said, gonna kick off with a Master Series. But first, Statue, how are you doing?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic actually. Gonna be here the entire night, casting some awesome Rocket League, starting here with you. Can't
Yeah,
complain actually.
you can't complain. You always have the worst of the first. That's how it always is. Don't worry about that.
Nah. I think it's
But
gonna be worse the moment we go on. But, first match up here for the evening, we have Dominion and Fearless Alpha battling it out here in the Master tier for the Glaciers Conference. And Dominion sitting in second place, Fearless Alpha sitting in sixth place, so definitely a little bit of a difference here.
yeah, it's a lot of difference. I mean, if you want to just go off quickly, league records at the moment, you've got what Dominion in second, Cheeky 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. You got a good old 22 wins, 10 loss, 89 goals, 57 conceded. And you got Fierce Alpha, which are on 6 at the moment. Hang on, Buddha, I will get to it. Do not worry. You've got 3 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses. So it's a little bit more volatile with Fearless. So you get either wins or losses, no more draws and all that kind of jazz that RSC has. You got 15 wins, 17 losses, 63 goals scored, and 58 goals conceded. Now, why I did mention the Buddha part is because it's basically a brand new roster now. They brought it in last week. The new roster is Sentry, Static, Ben, and Hansen. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, literally, you've got Sentry on 18 games, you've got Static on 6, and you've got Ben on 2, So it's a very, very new roster. So it's hopeful that they're going to have a good showing today. I've got a cheeky little bit of insider information, actually. Thank you, casting screens. So Sentry is being replaced today by Jaina, which is fun, called Jaina Kai. Little PFA, there are small pads galore. Second in the league, basically, for small pads. And then they're joined third for assists with 1.38 and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, damn. Okay, so Fearless is playing with a completely new roster, and then using an FA instead of one of their, I think, main roster players here. And then Dominion, the roster consisting of Alanis, Clarky, Pender, and Harvey. The roster has been together for quite a while now, with Alanis and Clarky both on 23 games, Pender 31, Harvey on 16, most likely the sub of the roster at this point. And you can see Dominion, Pender is definitely the goal scorer there, then followed by Harvey and Alanis doing a lot of the carrying as well, and everyone all around the roster definitely helping with the assist parts. Saves mostly going to Clarky and Pender, so just see how those three will be playing tonight. If it's going to be a lot of defensive work from Clarky and Pender, or maybe a little bit more aggressive, with also involving Alanis into the play.
Yeah, for sure. You got Panda in the top 10 saves and top 10 goals. You got Harvey in number 1 boost collected as well as number 1 boost per minute. And there's been a little spanner thrown in here, actually, Tavish, for you. If you want to quickly tab and see who's just joined, you'll find Panda Clarky, but to my knowledge, that's not Harvey and that's not Alanis.
Ooh, they're also using a sub.
So it's a battle royale actually of just FAs.
Okay, so
it's a banger.
Now the real question comes: which sub, or FA sub actually, will perform the best? Will it be Yeren or will it be Yusk?
I would love to have that information, but I've only got a year at the moment. So, but yeah, my book's out the window. Thanks, guys. Thanks for that. On my hour and a half work preparing for this has been nothing. Oh, Joe isn't.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of work there for well, actually nothing if you say it like that. So
it's a lot of work for nothing.
But you still have 4 of the real players in there, only the 2 FA subs who are a little bit new, but still, even purely based on standings, purely based on everything we know, what do you predict for this series? Because obviously you have to have a little bit of a prediction here. Dominion 2nd, Fearless Alpha 6th. both using FA subs, so maybe a little bit of an influence there. But what do you think?
Well, I love the underdogs. You know, I root for them all the time. It breaks my heart half the time, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So let's be doing 3-1 Fearless Alpha. It's a new roster. Unfortunate happens with the perm FA, but pray they do well.
Okay, so you're gonna go for the underdog story with the new roster. I'm just gonna keep it really simple. Follow my caster hard. Dominion is gonna win this 3-1. I don't see a sweep happening. That would be a little bit. I don't know. Just I don't see it happening. Come on, you're playing against a new roster. They still have to maybe prove themselves here against the top teams. But
Yeah,
I just don't see the sweep. Maybe they take game one and then Dominion will bounce back, or maybe it's vice versa.
yeah. I mean, I think the first game's going to just. To be fair, the first game's going to decide a lot. It's going to see what playstyles people want, because obviously you're a bit nervous when you come on stream sometimes. You know, you want to hit the ball a little bit and bin bang and slim slang the ball a little bit. We got teams that are ready though. We have teams that are ready. Chat. I think we're about to start.
Yeah, let's get them all in. Let's get all 6 players on the pitch, and let's finally find out which FA sub will be the strongest out of all.
And it's a quite good kickoff actually from Ben there as well. Panda's going to have to take control of it. Gets it over one, but Static is there. It's 2-up though. The FA is jumping a little bit here. Bit nervous at the start of the game, Tavish.
Yeah, but come on, it's in the maybe it's the first time on stream here this season. Maybe it's a little bit of the nerves, but Clocky here to the wall tries to find Panda in midfield, gets denied by Jiren, and Ben tries to make something happen from the wall. Immediately shut down. Static, beautiful pre-jump. Keep the pressure. The ball going towards the backboard. Clocky, oh, but Ben goes for a shot. It's wide. Such a great opportunity, but no goal just yet.
Ben, you had it. The keeper fell into the goalpost. Oh, Fearless. What have you done?
Ben standing there so close for a beautiful combination. Jiren finds something as well, leaves it for Static. 2 great opportunities straight after each other. No goal going in just yet, and Clocky can finally break away into the other side for the minion. Just tries to make something up for the backboard. Clocky tries to drop it down, doesn't make contact, and finally we see the minion applying a little bit of pressure here on the Fearless Alpha side.
Yeah, they're applying a little bit of pressure, but as soon as you say that, it goes and flips straight on the head. It's exactly a bit like I said, first game, it's a bit more ping-pongy and just trying to feel how everyone wants to play. Especially with 2 FA subs, by the way, in this game, you're going to have to feel a lot for these.
Yeah, because they definitely have to do a lot of work here, try to prove themselves, try to prove to the steady teammates that they are worth using, but so far you can't really say that one of the two is playing better than the other, because everyone, like you said, is just playing that ping pong game, and the ball's just ping ponging in the corner the entire time. Tries to make something happen, drops it down, scores the first goal. Beautiful solo play here.
It's a little chef's kiss moment from Jaina. Panda says he can't see the ball. Well, that's because the ball's in their net, sir. Oh wait, Static doesn't either. Okay, maybe it is a tech issue. Wait, Static doesn't have eyes.
A lot is happening here, but I think they're still able to play. Also, we're only 2 minutes in, so at this point, we're just gonna run game 1 as it is, but maybe between game 1 and 2 we can just take a quick look, maybe something's happening. But as we all know, new Rocket League update, there's always issues like disconnected signals the entire time. But now...
Good old 300 MR down in 2s as well, by the way, but we'll save that for another day.
A lot of issues. But now Dominion slowly applying a little bit more pressure. They definitely took that goal very, very personal. Panda, beautiful bang into midfield. Tries to fight, just gets only intercepted by Static. Static immediately bangs to the other side. BN, beautiful follow-up, and Ben is there. 2-0 for Fearless.
It is 2-0. It's a nice little pre-flipper patch there. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. It's just in the net. No defense.
Yeah, and that's definitely how it should be. Beautiful play there, and all players for Fearless definitely showing here why Master Tier is called the Master Tier, because there's always the good players around the field showing their skills. And Static tries to take the quick shot out. Beautiful ball to the side. Clocky finds midfield. Panda, no shot on target. Will be saved by Ben. Just not the best touch there, and Ben can immediately counter into the other half. Clarky now tries to make something happen, gets the knife. Panda immediately follow up. Just low control here, has some boost to work with, flicks it over Ben. Will it go in? Yes, it will! Dominion finally on the board.
That's a little solo bolo from the free agent there. Fakes one, gets a little control, flicks Ben, and yeah, Static can't get it there. Didn't have enough boost. It's a good play, really good play.
And it's definitely the FA there showing why he is so valuable for this roster. He may be an FA, but he's definitely proving everyone like I can still compete with the rest, even though I'm not really on the roster. And maybe you can finally see a little bit of nerf going for the Philadelphia side, as a solo play just caught them all off guard. But still, 145 left to play. A lot of time for Fearless to score more goals, but also for the Minion to actually get back into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of time still, really. It was, what, minute 35, anything can happen in then. But as you can see, it's a little bit more infield passing now as well, going from Dominion. A little bit more demos as well, which we always like to see. A little bit more bump from Panda, a little 50 from as well, just to create a little bit more space and time. Then you get all your people back and all that jazz. You get Jaina up, but Juska's there, and Clark is there to follow. Is he going to mid it? He was going to mid it, but Static's dunk. Static dunk is there, and Static, bang, another goal.
Yeah, this is just beautiful. Static. He read that the offense was a little bit awkward and immediately banged, counted by it with 50-50. Lucky for him, it bounces down from the crossbar, so that's an easy tap. It could also have been bounced out. And now Clarky tries to do the same thing back with the 50-50, but doesn't win it as Jurgen is back. Goes to the backboard, no boost to follow for the double tap, but easy clear there for Panda all the way to the other side. Fearless has to start again.
Yeah, there's a lot of space on the field at the moment. I mean, space in Elite, space in Master is at a premium and a good day, you know? But you can see just how little and how talented these players are, just for how much they can create by little micro touches like this. Ups it high, gives them time. Static's up low, just with a beautiful touch off the backboard. Clarky can't get there, but he gets a nice little 50. Recovers by Panda. Panda 50, Static's there. Ben's up, just because they're the counter.
Some beautiful challenge here again by the Philadelphia roster. Definitely showing that even though they were the underdog here, and with that new roster, they're definitely having a really good showing here against Dominion. As Panda now tries to break out with the final 10 seconds ticking down. Jurgen denies him that opportunity. Ben leaves it for Static to finally get a little bit of clear there. Clarky doesn't want to get another look at that net. Panda as well. Jurgen, Static, will they keep it up or will they drop it down? It was still in the air. Jusk and Panda, they drop it down. Fearless Alpha take game number 1.
Game number 1. It's always the hardest game because it's the feeler. We are offering restarts for Panda. Let me just write Stuart with a smiley face. Just like that. Nobody has circles. We love Rocket League here, chat. You know? It's such a fun game where 3 cars, some Fenix, some Octanes. Maybe if you're a bit spicy, you can have a Mustang or a Dominus. Run around a field with 100 billion boost every 5 minutes trying to hit a ball into a net. Now the ball's probably the most important part there, so if you can't see it, I think you've got a bit of an issue.
Yeah, well, if the ball's in front of you, it's not really that big of an issue, but obviously Master, well, I think everything above really the rival tier. It's more in the air than on the ground, so then if you can't see the circle right in front of you where the ball's going to drop down or how the ball kind of is, then it's really going to be difficult, like you said. So maybe for a prospect, the circles don't mind, but for a Master, it definitely is. So hopefully when we get the lobby back up, we get all the players in and we do get that circle back for all the players.
Yeah, hopefully the circle is life, the circle is love. Hakuna Matata, don't they say that?
Well, I think that's something that's trend.
It's close enough. But yeah, I think obviously the first game's always the hardest. Second game you'll get a little more feelers. You've seen Static kind of push up as like more the first man kind of role, where he just wants to attack the enemy corner non-stop. Honestly, watch him and you just see him go attack. But yeah, we're in the game now, and my favourite pastime is rating kickoffs and kickoff strategies at this point. So let's have a gander at this one. Nice little right, but it's a bit too far for Clarky, and Clarky misses it. It's a nice demo, good demo by Panda. Ben's mided it, Jane is up, but I don't think he can do much with it really.
Oh, backflip.
Yeah, there's a backflip by Panda there. It's a nice little recovery touch by Jusk. It's boom by Panda. Static's there to recover it, but he has to avoid the demo again. Panda with demos.
Yeah, Panda definitely showing up here in game number 2. A little bit more aggressive, probably taking that loss and not seeing the circle underneath the ball. A little bit too close to heart, and now he's just gonna go on a full-on rampage here. Clocky solo play attempt, but denied by Jiren. Ben tries to go for a redirect, finds Jiren instead. Quick shot on target will be wide. And Static tries to keep it into the corner, but Clocky still has some boost to work with, gets another touch, gets past 2 out of 3 of the fearless players, trying to get a mid. Only just with the 50-50 will go to the crossbar, and Jiren can clear it into midfield.
Yeah, they're clearing out in midfield now. It's a very midfield focused game. There's some passes here, some passes there. Both teams are trying to find it's just open. It's a Ben open angle. I don't know what happened. That's Alaganda. What happened to Static? Oh, Static was beautiful, actually. It's all Static. Ben just had an open net.
Yeah, it's like I said, Static drops it towards the wall, gets the demo immediately afterwards to clear the net. Ben puts it in, and Static already in that corner looking for more action that he can participate in. Given a quick shot on target will go in. I thought the defense would have it, but probably a bit of a miscommunication there. But Fearless Alpha 2-0 up.
This is why the Masters, look at this, Master replacement. Nobody could get there because everyone thought it was out. But it wasn't. It wasn't chat, it wasn't Tavish, it was in. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, beautiful 50 there as well, winning it. Panda tries to follow it. Bit of an awkward moment here. Double touch will not go in. Woodwork got an eye. Ben, immediate follow-up. And punishes the missed touch there. Fearless Alpha 3-0 within 1.5 minutes.
That is probably the luckiest and unluckiest moment of my life. Good old pincher, waterfall, misses a double tap. Just easy spice up for Ben. And again, it's a little, very simple kickoff, but it's effective. Goes straight there. And yeah, backboard. We're in the corner now, Static. Static misses the ball. Probably looks for a demo afterwards. But now Clark is in a 1v1. Ben. Ben does well here. Ben's demoing though.
Demo.
Static's out of cover though.
Static not the best touches there. Gets beat by Panda. Clark now gets beat by Jiren as well, who's trying to go for a bump on Panda on the backboard. Doesn't manage to get it. Clark now beautiful drop to midfield. Tries to go for the bump to give Yusuke a little bit of time to work with Panda. Another best moment there. Wall will go wide and can follow up. Dominion definitely survived that by the skin of their teeth.
They are. They really are at the moment. But yeah, it's not over yet. Unfortunately for some people and happy for others. Pretty sure Buddha's are very, very happy with the score currently. But just remember, the game's not over yet. All turn on a knife's edge with Panda's there. Panda's got it. Panda tries and dunks there. He's unlucky. It's a good idea. It's a really good idea there. Ben's going to push now. It's a 50.5 from Ben. But he's just full of one of the team.
Beautiful.
Excuse me? Are you prem? Or what are you doing? Little dunkaroo, a little wave dash shoot, a little flip, and it's open.
Yeah, and this just shows how good master players truly are if it goes about ball and card control. He lands a little bit awkward on the wall, immediately recovers himself by getting it past one, and then just a little bit of a cycle hit, and it just goes in immediately. And now 2 straight demos after each other. Clarky removing one, then gets removed himself. Just quick drop the ball to Panda, quick shot on target. Will be saved, and Clarky into the air gets denied by Static. Quick couple shots here coming out for the Dominion side, as they definitely have to find lands here because they're 4-0 down. Haven't found anything yet. Beautiful shot attempt by Ben. Woodwork will deny him that opportunity sadly. But it just shows Fearless Alpha, they are here to play, they're feeling comfortable, they know what they're doing, and Dominion doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, and as one of my favourite Scottish casters goes, the Woodwork's my 4th favourite teammate. Because he's always there and he's always supporting. But yeah, Ben again, 50s. Clark's there. Clark goes for a bump, it's close. But it's not close enough, unfortunately, for one. Panda misses and Ben's there to cover. Oh, symbiotes. It's good, innovative play. This is the thing. Like they're playing well. It's just that final little bit of seasoning. You know, when you sear a steak, it's that final sear they're missing at the moment.
Yeah, they've been slowly becoming more and more creative, like you said, but so far the demo bomb plays don't work as always. Maybe a little bit more mechanical plays are required, but I'm gonna let your analytical brain talk about that. For me, it's just gonna be like, can they hit the ball? Can they hit it to the back of the net? So far, no. Fearless Alpha is doing it all.
Yeah, Fearless Alpha's definitely doing that all. As we just say, you're a prophet, Tavish. Tavish, you are a prophet. You see the ball, you hit the ball into the net. Rocket League's a very simple game. Clarky, what a fun series. I know, I feel sorry. I don't know if it's the circle issues, I don't know what's happening in game, and nothing can. But all we know is we can just cast on the game, what we are seeing, sadly.
Bender tries to take it in the air, gets it past one, doesn't have enough boost to work with, doesn't get taken out from the corner. Past Static. It's like on the other end, counters it immediately in midfield. After we noticed the ball was a little bit up, Panda to Clarky. Clarky in the air, has boost to work with, gets a flip reset, doesn't get the second, drops it on the backboard and has to leave it. Such a great opportunity for Clarky to show a little bit of the mechanical skills and maybe set something up here for the Symbiote franchise in this game number 2, but it doesn't work. Ball on the other side will touch the ground. Fearless Alpha 2-0 up in the series.
It's just 2-0 like that. I mean, good news is my prediction's still up. Bad news, yours is in the bin. Even worse news for Dominion is Dominion's in the bin. Currently, we don't know if it's a circle issue. They might want to take a break, to be honest. Might have a quick 5-minute tech issue. I don't know. It's completely up to them. But if I was in their comms, I'd probably want that. I'd want 5 minutes just to breathe, relax, make sure you can see the circle, make sure you can just chill and vibe. I will say though, there is a bit of hope for Dominion. That is in the name of Panda, because you know what? You know what's red, white. You know what's black, white with a bit of red everywhere at the moment? That's Panda. Panda's demoing like crazy. He's a little madman. There's little grease fields all over the field from him.
That's definitely true. He's doing a lot of the aggression there, but then you're looking at Clarky and you just... Cause it's cool that one of your teammates is topping the standings, or topping the leaderboard for your roster, by just being aggressive, going demo, going bump after bump. But if your two teammates are not there to follow up on it, to not go for the shots or follow up on whatever way possible, then it's going to be a very difficult game, because you can't do everything on your own.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very difficult game. I don't think 2/3 of this lobby can see the ball circle either, which is thank you Psyonix. You're a really great indie dev company with only 15 people service them. I play League a lot, Tavish, and you see, with League we have a good old saying called Riot, and we scream Riot at the top of our lungs. I think this is going to be a Psyonix moment, to be honest.
Yeah, and now with it, I'm kind of curious, right? Because obviously now it's Master, but we still have 2 amazing series straight after this. One of them is going to be Premier, I can tell you. So, how do all the Premier players handle this one? What do you think?
I mean, Premier is going to be a really fun game anyway. I can't say much. I think the first game I ever casted for RSC was a Prem game, right? In one of the games, it was 6 own goals. But yeah, speaking of own goals and no own goals, it's time for game 3. Tavish.
Yeah, it is. Ben dropping it to Euron. Euron drops it from the wall. Almost finds an infield pass. Clarky and Euron there in a really weird rule 1 with Clarky sitting on top of Euron, but they both don't want to move. Either way, Pender going into the other side, wins the air dribble, and Dominion score first for the first time.
Yeah, it's a very, very needed goal. Need goal for confidence as well, for Panda as well. It's just placed beautiful. It's a good job.
Yeah, and a little bit of compliment to Clarky and Euron to keep that rule 1, rule 0, however you want to call it. Either way, they kept their cars locked. That is the important part. And Dominion, they profit from that. And now, Panda, a little bit of an awkward spot here, an immediate follow-up. Clarky bumps Euron out of the way so he can't follow up afterwards. He just in a beautiful, colorful Dominus. Tries to make something happen in midfield, gets denied by Jiren.
Oh.
Ben shot on
Save.
target, will be saved by Clarky.
Oh.
Ball still not in, it's early on the goal line. Panda, beautiful save. And Dominion still in the lead.
Hey Tavish, what's black, white and saves the ball all over? That's a panda right there. He's saving all that bamboo for later. My god, that was beautiful. It's unlucky from the side of Fearless, but we take those as Dominion.
Yeah, for Dominion it's definitely a little bit of confidence booster. They score first, they deny Fearless their first goal here in game number 3. But Fearless, all 3 players marching forward, tries to make something happen. Ben, quick shot on target will be denied. Clarky, not the best of touches in the corner, will only find Static. But just immediate 50-50 to keep the Dominion pressure over Fearless Alpha here in game number 3. As the ball is having struggle to leave the Fearless side.
Yeah, it's struggling now. To be fair, there's a lot more pressure from Dominion as well, which is good. It's what we needed to see as well. I don't know how much the FA sub, but Jesus, there are some 50-50s going right now. It's the best time alive is when you can 50-50 the ball. You got Bin on the backboard. It's a lovely pass, but Clark is there to deal with it perfectly. Gets it over one. Hands there to cover it, but that just takes 2 players out of the game.
Yeah, India tries gets it underneath Ben actually, but no follow from one of his teammates. Static tries to find Jiren, only finds him in the corner. Not the best catch there. Panda, Clarky both go for that ball. Panda winning the 50 in midfield. Just beats Jiren. Quick shot on target will go underneath the crossbar. Dominion extending their lead.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. No one was really prepared from it on Fearless side, and just goes bang. Thank you very much. We take those.
Yeah, beautiful done there. 2 FA subs battling it out against each other in midfield, and the one for Dominion wins in the end. He just tries to make something happen again, only finds Static on the wall, denying him. Static now breaking a rule 1, and that's what you get. Jiren doesn't score because of that. Karma is always here in Rocket League. Just now tries to get the infield past the Clarky, doesn't make contact in the end. A little bit of an awkward moment. Panda slowly tries to make something happen in the corner, leaves it for just lose the 50 to Jiren. Clarky in their own corner. They try to pinch in the midfield, but Fearless Alpha, they're slowly applying a little bit more pressure, becoming a bit more aggressive on the early challenges to deny Dominion any opportunity to clear the ball to the other half. But Clarky finds Panda, quick shot will be denied by Static. Ben has to help out and just really taking his time here in the corner.
That's so smart from Jusk as well. You can see them slowly little panic, and the fear in all of their fearless eyes are going. And Panda again. Panda sports that little bit of fear and takes it. 3-0.
Yeah, you would think that the alpha team of an esport that doesn't know any fear wouldn't panic in a situation like this. But sadly, if you're facing off against the Dominion roster that is really warmed up here in game number 3, then everyone has a little bit of fear. And Panda used it there perfectly with his placement. Ben, India doesn't have any boost to work with. Managed to drop it down for Jiren. Gets denied by Yisk as Panda. The man we've been talking about so much here in this entire series. Tries to get a quick shot at target. Yisk helping out in midfield. Panda dropping it towards the wall. Will he follow? No, he leaves it for Yisk, who gets denied by Static. And Fearless definitely just a lot of fast challenges here, but nothing really helping them out.
Yeah, nothing's really happening. Fearless in the one again. Demo's on the side from Clarky. They still do have possession though, but I don't think Ben's got very much boost, so it's all on Jay. Jay is up, but it's a dunk to the corner. It's not what Fearless needs though. Static, they've got to rush that corner, they've got to get it away from the corner, they've got to go away from their own net. Now it's Clarky with a demo and a half. Static's there to cover it though.
Yeah, I love how that demo happened and you saw everyone from the Dominion side just pushing a little bit harder forward to get it first to the ball. Didn't work. Now Fearless, they managed to see that overcommit, pushing slowly forward. Young quick shot attack will be denied and Clarky closing into midfield.
Yeah, exactly that, Tavish. And I think with 16 seconds, 15 now, I think it's pretty fair to say it might be a bit 2-1 to Dominion. Well, sorry, 2-1 to Fearless. Oh god, that would have been weird if it was 2-1 But yeah, anyway, English. Hard language. Thank you. Panda with another one. Panda misses, and
Ooh.
Dominion wins.
Yeah, Dominion definitely, they didn't take, they solved all their issues. Maybe they saw the circle again, maybe they just accepted it, it's never gonna be there. But at least they managed to finally fight back. Panda doing a lot of work here. Getting 2 goals, 2 saves, and 2 shots. Clarky just both doing a lot of work to control the midfield. And then Panda, obviously we've talked about it a lot already, but demo after demo, bump after bump, making sure that there was just never a full rotation for Fearless Alpha longer than 30 seconds. That just gave Dominion all the pressure needed. And now you're looking at Fearless Alpha. Will they bounce back in game number 4 to make that 3-1 victory that you predicted? Or will Dominion, now that they're kind of in that momentum, win the next one, then we get a draw result here in the end?
I mean, I'm hopeful for the 3-1. That's just me being selfish, I can't lie to you. It's a really unique series. Well, this game was anyway. You got a 100% goal, shot to goal ratio from Dominion. You got 3 shots, 3 goals. And then you look at Fearless Alpha and it's got 8 shots, 0 goals? 0 assists, 0 saves? There's a lot of zeros on my board here, Tavish. I don't like it.
And then maybe we're gonna use that beautiful saying from your favorite Scottish caster. Woodwork is your 4th defender, you always gotta love him. I don't know what the exact saying was, I know it was something in that regard. And for Dominion, it did a lot of work. They didn't have to do that much of the saving, because the Woodwork was doing it all, and all of Fearless Alpha's shots went all in that direction.
It must be ironwork instead of woodwork, then, because wood would have broke by then. But Ben, a little bit of a clarity, just because they meet it, Static with a lucky miss, but Panda's forced to jump for it, and it's going to leave it to Ben. Ben with an open net, Static with a miss! Static with a miss, chat! Tavish, he's missed! And it's going to recover, there's a team bump, there's a little double commit, and just has the ball like nothing's ever happened. It was just a sweet dream in Dominion's life.
That moment was so weird, because Clarky went to the backboard, Panda was there, Panda cleared it, Clarky bumped Panda out of the way, Ben drops in midfield, Static clears it, and now Clarky, like a minute, or like 30 seconds later, scores at the other end.
Yeah, it's just like that. I'm very, very curious what happened here. Yeah, it's just a bang, it's a demo, it's a goal, top left, perfect placement.
And I just got confirmation from Dominion that the circles are back, so maybe Psionics quickly fix their issues. So now this is gonna be curious. Can Dominion step up even even more than that they're already doing here? Now that the circles are back, now they can see again.
They can.
So far, it does look like Clarky tries to find something as well.
They can definitely see the ball again, but Panda can only see cars, I think, at this point. Yeah, it's a beauty of a double clutch, actually. It's a really good meet by Jaina there. It was necessary. Just lifts it to the backboard. Jaina with a little carry, a little pop, and he's over 1. Can he dunk 2? He can't dunk 2 though. Panda with the ball. Ben beats him. Is anyone there for Fearless? Panda meets it. And it's neutralised. Clarky's there. Clarky tries a little fake, but it doesn't work, unfortunately. Jaina, not much boost in the tank. He can fake and 50 it though. That's all he needs to do.
A lot of 50-50 just straight after each other from both sides. Bon a little bit stuck to the Dominion side with Clarky and just both tried to make something Static. He's with the wrong nets, and then Clarky, obviously, he's got to demo you 2-0 for Dominion.
But his team's like paid actors. Static with a nice little touch, he gets it over 1, he gets demoed for his efforts unfortunately, and all in all ends in the net.
Yeah, and now Dominion, they're not complaining, they get another goal. A year and beautiful kickoff there, winning it. Panda a little bit awkward here, gets bumped. And bumped by just straight after, just saves himself by clearing that ball. Panda, beautiful pass forward, tries to find just here, takes it slow control in the corner, wins 50-50 towards the net. Yerin, beautiful clear, gets denied by Clarky, and like you said, a 50-50, and Dominion 3-0 up.
They're warm now. You can tell they're warm by just how the 50s go. He just absorbs Jay into the ground, into the net. It goes 3-0. 2 minutes 40 left though, Tavish. A lot of time.
Yeah, definitely a lot of time, because Fearless Alpha, they have been on fire for the first 2 games. In game 3 they kind of lost it because Panda just decided to go full god mode on them with demos and chasing. Now quick player to the other side. Yes, beautiful. I think Pinch even from the ground will put another goal in.
Again, it was the man you were speaking about there. Panda with a lovely pass and then just 50-50s the ball into the net. That's why I have a bit of a longer car in the Dominus, so you can just slang the ball home.
Yeah, and the Minion 4 goals, but still have the game left to play. Ben tries to make something happen, beats Panda in the process, but then Jisk wins the 50-50 straight afterwards. Ewan tries to go for a double touch, doesn't get it. Bit of an awkward bouncer for Jisk. Ben, beautiful challenge there to deny the opportunity. Static removes one player. Jiren takes it into there, has a flip percent to work with. Can he get past one?
Nice.
Yes, goes underneath. Beautiful goal there for Jiren to get a little bit of traction here. Fearless Alpha in game number 4.
It's a very beautiful solo baller from Jaina there, showing that even though he's an FA, he can hang it with the big boys right there. But yeah, they've had 2 shots for yourself. 2 shots, 3 minutes nearly. Honestly, you can kind of see how the perma-FAs, who the perma-FA and the FAs are by sometimes player styles, right? Because sometimes teams will be like, we have synergy, we can pass a little bit more. Whereas you want to look at, say, Jada, for example. He's very, very solo carry, sort of solo baller focused, if you want to say that. It's not a bad thing. It's not a slight at them. And just like that, because of the little solo baller focus, Ben gets a little free shot at net.
Yeah, beautiful play here. Everyone just kind of fighting on that backboard. Ben waiting patiently for the ball to come to him. Shoots it in exactly between the 2 defenders as he did in game number 2. And just always finding the angle. Fearless Alpha slowly climbing back into this game. And your prediction is still very much alive here. If they can at least find that 3rd goal before that final minute enters, because they're gonna need a minute to actually fight back here, since the Minion they are slowly applying more and more pressure to kind of suffocate Fearless Alpha.
Yep, give me all that Corpium, Tavish, because I need it right now. I really need all the Corpium I can get. Ben just slangs it. Okay, he's got not much boost, I suppose, but sometimes just 50-50. Again, as I say that, 50-50 for Jusk, another 50-50 by Just, but the Jaina's there. Jaina with a bump and Clarkie's beats it. It's a perfect little defensive responsibilities from Clarkie, and so you see that? Transitions. Now it's their offense, and what can they do? It's a boom, but Panda's there, Panda misses. Clarkie is there to cover low, but Ben not much boost to work with, not the best touch, but Clarkie backflips, and it's a team bump. There's team bumps, Davish. I don't know what to do with myself, and it's...
Oh! Beautifully done there. Just taking it into the air, getting almost the most insane read, and then Panda 50s it in.
What an angle, by the way. Just take your hat off, son. What a play.
Yeah, 40 seconds left to play. Fearless Alpha, they have to find something now, otherwise it's going to be very, very difficult for them to get back here as the final 30 seconds have entered. Jiren goes to the backboard, almost finds a double touch, Static, leaving it, beating Ben. Quick shot on target, will go crossbar down and out.
It's unlucky. It's so unlucky, actually. He's just wanted to place it a little bit more, but he needs power. Because remember, this is Master. You need powerful shots normally on target to score goals. It's the reason why they're the higher tiers. But yeah, 5 seconds left, and I need a tinfoil hat on to remove circles. And right now, actually. But yeah, 2-2. GG's in chat. Thank you for coming on the stream. Well done to the 2 FAs. Just you played insane. Yeah, you were also insane. Yeah, both of you had really good players.
Yeah, and obviously both our predictions going wrong here. We both expected it's at least one of the 2 teams getting a victory here. Fearless Alpha, they showed up in game 1 and 2. Dominion, they took eventually that 4-0 loss in game 2 very personal, and bounced back just in the most dominant fashion ever. And like you said, beautiful, just massive shout out to the 2 FAs doing a lot of work here. Even I hope you can see here our personal 3rd caster who kind of just is here. Also agreed, beautiful series.
Yep, our 3rd ghost caster agrees. My tinfoil hat agreed as well, funny enough. But yeah, it was a really good series. I mean, first two games, all fearless. They dominated. They came out hot, and that's what you needed really against second place teams. You know, you need to come out hot, you need to come out fast, and that's what they did. And then as soon as the series progresses along and along, you kind of get more used to each other and used to how they play, and that's where you see the second team and the more team play synergy comes out.
Yeah, and you know they showed it perfectly here. But that was the first series here of the night. We had Fearless Alpha Dominion ending in a draw out here in the Master tier. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, we have a premier series on our hands between Team Husky and Team Serene. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Kingsman guess, how are you doing?
Well, we join each other in an RSC EU series today instead of a normal RSC cast we see on a Monday. We are met on a Thursday for a Premier series of Team Hosky, that I'm pretty sure the team that most people would recognise from Prem, and Team Serene. We get to see the top tier, not draftable, but we do get to see top gameplay in action here tonight.
Yeah, like you said, Team Husky probably being a little bit the more recognized team here of Flaco, Smashy, Pluver, and Cedric as their sub. And then Team Serene is Berserk, Hodge, Bitson with the Snake. I think the Snake is a sub, purely based on DSN. Could be that I'm wrong here.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah, lucky guess here for me. But at least, even though Team Serene is maybe not as well known as Team Husky, all players that are going to be on the pitch here today are definitely well known within the RSC community. I can assure you of that. And if we're going to take a quick look at standings, Team Husky sitting on in 8th spot, Team Serene sitting in 7th spot. So we're going to be having a battle, a bottom battle here actually, in Premier. Both 2 wins with Serene sitting on 2 losses. Husky already played an extra series, sitting on 6 losses in total. Husky, by that margin, also having conceded a lot more goals, saved pretty much the same. Husky being a little bit more of a demo team, and shooting percentage also the same here. So on paper, even though Husky played already one extra series, they're pretty similar.
Yeah, they are obviously Husky having that forfeit loss to Feladay. Don't help them. Obviously, they play 1 series a week up in Premier compared to the other 2, which we normally see in the other tiers. But yeah, very interesting to see. Obviously, everyone knows Husky from tournaments mainly outside of RSC. They first played in RSC last season, which is where I've seen them. As the one, obviously, Pluvo, Smashy, and Flaco, and the Snake, Berserk, and Hodge will be the 3 players not formally matching up against each other. I've seen Berserk and Hodge. They've been teaming a while. I can't remember their teammate beforehand. It's gonna throw to me at some point in the series, but they've Berserk and Hodge have been teaming under control. I think it was. They were a few months ago. So it's interesting to see they've stuck together, which is it's a good sign. Seeing players stick together, but honestly, I think it's gonna be a very good series tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's definitely gonna be a good series. Obviously, Premier is always a good series. Well, that's kind of what you expect from Premier, right? Because we have a lot of tiers here in RSC. We have Prospect, Challenger, Rival, Elite, Master, and then Premier. So it's definitely the top of the top within Rocket League, within the European scene as well. Well, the European bubble scene, I should say, as well. So we kind of expect a lot here, and with that, I'm just gonna throw it to you, Kingsman. What do you predict is gonna happen here?
Well, Husky obviously they aren't off to the best season start in RSC, but I'm still going to back them. I'm going to give them a 3-1 win against Team Street Tonight, who've only played 1 series this evening. What have you got? What have you got for this series?
Well, even though they already played an extra series, I think they're going to get a draw here. Team Serene, maybe not as well known as Team Husky. I still think they are a very solid roster that can definitely step up and make it really difficult here for Team Husky, but I could be wrong because I also got the prediction in the previous series wrong. So fingers crossed that I get this one right.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is Rocket League. This is RSC. You never go into the series expecting. You can never properly predict a series going into it. But we give our best guesses on the desk as we're gonna tell them to get underway. Now in game number 1, obviously starts off to a series are massive, but here we go. We're underway and the start of the series begins.
Yeah, and I'm personally very curious to see how game number 1 is going to go. Because in the previous series, game 1 was the closest one out of the 4, and definitely a bit of a ping pong game. So game 1 here in Premier, please blow my mind. Be a dominant one or be very close. Please don't have any more ping pong, because I have seen enough for one night already. And so far, it doesn't look like ping pong is that much. Mostly counter-attack after counter-attack. Flaco going for a quick demo. Clover quick shot attack will be denied by Berserk. And already a little bit of pressure coming out here from Team Husky.
Yeah, I mean, ping pong, you do see a lot in the lower tiers. That's due to it being draftable and due to them not always being on teams for as long as these guys are. Husky obviously being a team for a long time, including RSC 11. Obviously, we're in RSC 12 now. So we're going to see what they can do. There's a bang and clear looking for Flaco in the midfield. Not going to find it. And Pluva now looking to force a bit of an attack. It's been Team Serene really who've been on the attack. 2 shots immediately off the bat. But now we're going to see potentially a bit of Husky. Smashy gets a good flick, but it's going to be saved out by Berserk.
Yeah, beautiful attempt there by Smashy. And Berserk finds the Snake in midfield. Snake gets denied by Pluva immediately. Beautiful double touch from the backboard. Try to drop it down. Hodge intercepts it, getting their pace with his life. But Berserk can follow up. Team Serene score first.
Yeah, good play from them on the counter-attack. Hodge has to beat Flaco, and he does. Beats the last man, Berserk. Bit of a slow shot, but it is going to put the ball into the back of the net regardless. I'm sure they won't be complaining about shot speed. And yeah, as you say, Team Serene take the opener here. But what do Team Husky have as a flashback? That goes right across net. As the Snake now looking to double the lead, potentially flip, reset, goes low. They go for the bump, but Flaco, good save from him. We've seen Husky a lot on the back foot at the start of this game, and they look to push something forward now. Pluvo to Smashy. Not going to be. And well, how long do we see before it's going to be another goal here, you reckon, Tavish?
I don't think it's going to be that long, because just go back to that play like just a minute ago with the Snakes taking control of the ball, delaying it. Oh. Of course, never mind. Smashy drops it out to Pluvo. Team Husky back in the game.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens to the Snake here. Oh, it's alright, I see. Because from my POV, I just saw it as the Snake was turtled. But it's a brilliant bump from Smashy coming down off the goalpost. He sets up Pluvo beautifully, and he slots one in. Beautiful from him. And now, well, as he said, it didn't take long to say it. And it's another demo play by Flaco finding the post there. And Hodge is going to clear up any movements. But that could have been very quick and well. It already shows us that Husky, they seem to be a big fan of the demo plays here.
Yeah, so I do think we're going to see a lot of demos here. Because, like I said, they're just going to be demo fans. Demo maniacs, maybe even. But the thing I loved most about that entire moment, I was trying to compliment Team Serene for how they played so patiently while Berserk was just rushing forward to get that demo. And then Team Husky probably heard me and it's like, yeah, you can talk all about Serene, but we're just going to show you how it's done. And beautiful team play, tying up the game here with still 2 minutes left to play. And Team Husky slowly showing a little bit more signs of life after that goal. Pluva, beautiful fake, goes low, only to find Hodge intercepting, smashing in midfield, wins the 50-50 on the wall. Pluva, beautiful bump there, opening a little bit of space there. Flaco didn't get the touch that he wanted, and Hodge can counter it to the other way, only to find Pluva dropping him back into the Team Serene side.
Yeah, and it's Husky, as you said, they're showing amazing signs of life here. Smashy, flip reset off the corner read! What a shot from Smashy, and he knows exactly when to step it up here. He beats out the defenders, gets the flip reset off the corner, and he slots it perfectly in the front of the net. And wow, what a shot when you need your team needs you to step up. Husky take the lead here, Tavish.
Yeah, and like I said, beautiful done there by Smashy. But now the Snake and Berserk trying to combine something. The Snake backing down, leaving for Berserk. Snake tries to go from the ceiling, gets bumped out of the way. Flaco goes into the air, only to find Hodge on the backboard, waiting for him to tie it down. Hodge still in the corner, struggling, leaving it for the Snake, who takes it into the air. No boost to work with, goes for the low flip reset. Flaco wasn't faked, and Pluvo drops the Smashy into the air, leaving it for Pluvo, both leaving it here, but Pluvo still follows up, drops it in, because the defense didn't know what was happening. And Team Husky, they are here to play, going 3-1 here in game number 1.
Yeah, they are. They figured out how this Team Serene side play, and well, they are not taking it lightly. They want to get some results on the board and show everyone why they were last season's winners. It's a good kickoff for them now, forcing a 50 with Berserk here, and it's a good double demo on the side. It opens some space up for Smashy here, who doubles it back. Maybe not the path I think he would have wanted for it, but he gets it anyway. Hodge looking for the double, gets the bump, and what a bump! But Smashy keeps it out, and it's still 3-1 with the time slowly ticking away.
Yeah, and that was such a beautiful goal line save by Smashy there to keep them in that 2-goal lead. Not dropping it down to 1 that in the final 30 seconds there's going to be something crazy happening. And Team Serene, they're slowly pushing up a little bit more. Beautiful pass here from Hodge to the Snake, who gets the corner read, doesn't get the angle that he wanted. Beautiful save there by Pluvo, making sure Team Husky keeps that 2-goal cushion. Pluvo dropping it down, really find the Snake. Wins the 50-50 against Berserk, try to keep it in midfield, smash it into the air, doesn't have much boost to work with, will not get the double touch that he was hoping for. Flaco dropping in mid, final seconds ticking down. Team Husky take game number 1, 3-1, unless a miracle happens here in 3 seconds, but I don't see that happening.
Well, there's definitely miracles, and then there's just complete hacks left. In 3 seconds, unless they got a very quick goal from that position, I did not see anything but a Team Husky win. But it didn't look like it from the start. Team Serene, I think they looked a bit more dominant off the start. They had a bit more control, forcing Husky. And then as soon as Husky figured out that play style of Team Serene, they utilised the bumps. They got everything right they needed to. And they started passing brilliantly. And, well, it clearly worked for them. And Smashy, well, he finds himself with a 100% goal contribution.
Yeah, and one thing that definitely surprised me here, like, Team Husky, 8 shots, 5 saves. Team Serene, 7 shots, 4 saves. So, in like just shooting accuracy, saving, shots in general, it's pretty similar. But the thing that separated these teams the most was Team Serene. They became very aggressive at the start, kind of catching Team Husky off guard. And then Team Husky, eventually they were like, okay, cool, we're just gonna control midfield, make it really, really awkward for you to actually push up, do something. And Team Serene, they didn't have an answer anymore. They were struggling to get past that midfield line. Team Husky and definitely Pluvo and Flaco controlling that midfield, allowing Smashy to be a little bit more aggressive. And then you have a perfectly working roster that doesn't have to do anything in defense, actually, because they already received all of that in the first minute and a half.
Yeah, they received all the pressure and were absolutely ready to give it back to them. And, well, we are underway in game number 2 now, as it looks to be Team Husky who start off the stronger. Past middle, Pluvo able to get it. It's dropped down, and Flaco's there, but it's smacked off of the backboard. Early chance for Team Husky. It goes a-blazing, and Smashy absolutely not wanting to stay in a Rule 1, showing how important RSC is to his players as Berserk looks for a bump, but Flaco is going to find the pass off to Smashy, and, well, what a redirect from Pluvo. What a team play. Husky are giving it absolutely everything.
Yeah, this is what you like to see. Flaco to Smashy, Smashy to Pluvo, getting that little piece of the ball to make sure it goes in, otherwise it would have hit the post. And Team Serene, they didn't know what was happening, because obviously they know how to play, they know how to keep the pressure. But when you have 3 players combining everything they know to get that team play going from one side of the pitch to the other side of the pitch, what are you going to do? Even in Premier, it's really difficult. Smash now, leaving it for Flaco, push on the target will be safe. Tries to keep the pressure on him own, only to find the Snake, denying that opportunity. Pluvo in the air, flip reset, gets it over one, Smashy follow up. And Team Husky, they're just throwing everything forward to get that win.
Yeah, they are. They want this. But Berserk, what? Oh my god! I didn't think Pluvo hit it, but apparently he's got an absolute clang of a save off the crossbar. I don't know how he's done that, but what a save from Pluvo. It keeps Team Husky in the lead. But we talking about Husky looking to push for the win. But Berserk was looking to prove us wrong, and now, oh, I was about to say the Snake. He's been sent to Mars. There's going to be no threat from him as Smashy now looks to drop it down. He does, but Flaco's there. What a save from Berserk. And Team Serene can only sit and defend at this point. Husky, oh, never mind. Pluvo's absolutely proved me wrong. Never mind.
Yeah, Pluvo definitely stepping up when he needs to be there. Flaco to Pluvo doesn't get the touch that he wanted. Flaco try to keep it in midfield. Finds Smashy in the corner. Smashy finding the Snake, tries to find Berserk, does find Berserk, no touch there, gets bumped out of the way by the defense, and Flaco goes immediately on the counter attack to the other side. Hard, not the best touch there, making it really awkward And then Smashy, he doesn't have to do anything. Just look at his Hodge. He gets a weird touch there, tries to clear it, makes it even easier, puts the Snake in the most awkward spot. And then Smashy is like, thanks for the free goal, I'll take the 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and it's a very nice 2-goal lead as well from a very, very offensively dominant Team Hosky now. As Pluvo looks for a very quick shot, and he forces Berserks for some heroics on the goal line. Good save from him, it's 2-0. But how many goal line saves can Berserk pull off until Hosky find another? Because it's looking like inevitably they find the goal here. They're controlling the midfield so well, as it's a 3-man passing play. As Pluvo almost beats both players on the backboard. But it's going to be Berserk who is going to find it. And finally, we see a bit of Team Serene pressure here.
Yeah, and when you see a little bit of Team Serene pressure, you know there's going to be a lot of Team Hosky pressure straight afterwards. But so far, the Snake tries to keep it into the corner, only finds Smashy. Hodge has a little bit of an awkward backflip there, giving Hosky full control yet again. Pluvo quick challenge leaves it, and the Snake tries to take control, only to find Smashy going for the 50-50. And now, for Team Serene, you're kind of looking, what should they do, what can they do against an aggressive Team Hosky? And I think the only thing they can do is kind of slow it down. They're a double commit in defense just because they rushed into that ball. And then Flaco, he gets a free touch as well. And I think if they slow down, control it a little bit more, maybe they can kind of start setting up something and slowly try to climb into that midfield.
I mean, I'm absolutely nowhere near Prem level given that I have played Pluvo and ranked. No, I'm not 2.1k. Absolutely not. Nowhere near as good as any of these, but I think that was more Berserk ball there, and it's a bit of miscommunication that has caused that goal. There's Flaco now looking for a very nice 50, gets a nice 50. Pluvo beats him into the top corner. He finds his second, but it's all set up by Flaco, and wow, Team Hosky are on a rampage.
Yeah, and Flaco, he didn't need to. I think he was kind of looking for a flip percent, but then he realized if I just position my car exactly like this, then it doesn't matter what's happening. The ball will drop down, and one of my teammates, if he goes a little bit forward, will take a shot, and if it drops immediately down, my other teammates will take a shot. So Flaco knowing exactly what was going to happen there, no matter how the ball would have been touched by any of the other players. A smash now flip percent attempt towards the backboard, only to find Hodge in the end. Hodge leaving it from there, gets denied by Pluvo. Flaco missing open net here, and this is the first mistake here in game number 2 from Team Hosky.
Yeah, and it's perfectly capitalized by the Snake. That is what pro level is. It's complete perfect rotation to allow the players to get back. And well, when the last man misses, everything goes astray. As well, the Snake will not be complaining. He's found a goal here, back for Team Serene. A bit of momentum, maybe not. Flaco is looking to prove everyone wrong about the mistake, but passing plays now from Team Serene. In off the corner, but Smashy's read that. A beautiful demo from Flaco. It dices up the play a little bit as Hosky. They're looking to do more of what they've done in this game, hold control, as Pluvo's found again. He finds his hat-trick, and well, Team Hosky, they're continuing their form. It's 5-1 now.
So, 1 minute left in game number 2. Can I still change my prediction?
I think not.
I'm kind of getting a little bit hot over here, and it's not because there's blazing sun on my window here, but Team Hosky, they're just so dominant here, showing how they can do anything. Here, Pluvo catches it, passes it past one, almost gets it past Hodge. Flaco immediate follow-up, drops it down. The Snake, quick save. Pluvo again with the follow-up, tries to find a double, leaves to Smashy. Smashy drops towards the wall. Berserk, beautiful save there as well. And only thing so far that I've been saying is that Serene is doing a lot of beautiful saves after save after save, and Team Hosky is just putting goals in after goal after goal after goal. So kind of feels like we're slowly finding a rhythm here on what we should say.
Yeah, I mean, if you've had 18 shots, surely you score some of them eventually. Even if you aren't one of the better teams in RSC, you'll find goals if you put enough shots on. As Smashy looks for another goal here for Pluvo. Pluvo, though, saved by DeSnake, and DeSnake's going to get what is going to be a consolation goal. He finds his second, though. After 10 saves, Team Serene can only find 2 goals here. Counter-attack might be the way forward for them here, but it's going to still be, no matter what we say, a Team Hosky winning game 2.
Oh, and I loved Flaco there in that moment. He was rushing back, and the moment he saw the ball go over him, he already jumped for it. It's like, am I gonna own goal this, or I'm gonna give that guy a little bit of credit for the goal? It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna give him a little bit of credit, and he tilts the score back, so he's never gonna touch it in whatever scenario. He's just like, yeah, you can have the goal. I'll take the win. You know, that's beautiful play there from Flaco. I have to admit that.
Yeah, credit where credit is due, I think the term is. He knew he was beaten there. The Snake has left. Maybe that's a bit of a card change here, but certainly something might need to change in Team Serene's end. Team Hosky had maths. Let me do maths. 19 shots here in game number 2, putting in 5, and Team Serene had 10 saves. No, the Snake is back. We're not seeing a substitution, but still a very, very attackingly dominant game here. Team Hosky only had to make 3 saves in that game here, and well, you should be putting a bit more pressure on, I think.
Yeah, but how are you gonna put any pressure on if you have 3 players by the name of Plugo, Smashy, and Flaco just completely controlling midfield, throwing ball after ball your way, and then you can't do anything? It's impossible, I think, at this point. It's no miracle that a team like Team Husky even managed to get day 3 in the RLCS qualifiers. Obviously, they didn't have the best run there, because you're obviously facing off against teams that actually do like the main event and whatnot. But the fact that they managed to get day 3 is already huge, and that they're now showing what they can do here in RSC Premier is even beyond that. So now you're looking at Team Serene. Can they compete with that, or will this be a complete Team Husky show?
Oh.
As Smashy goes for the double tap, the Snake saves by the skin of their teeth. The Team Serene got in the net there, but Husky just picking up where they left off.
Yeah, they absolutely were. Smashy's looking to give me more of a mechanical masterclass, but once again, Team Serene have done it all series long. They've been good with their saves, and Berserk is going to bang that one out. It's going to find the Snake as that ball looks to roll middle, but it's going to be saved away. Smashy now looking to take control, making Tavish very happy. He's not seeing more ping pong and more Rocket League control here, but we're going to see Pluvo now push it forward. Can he do anything with it? No, goes straight to the Snake, who looks for a bit of a passing, bit of a pinch actually with Hodge. That was one of the more team plays we've seen this series. As Smashy eventually clears it away, and it's good to see Team Serene putting those team plays like that together.
Yeah, and now talking about team plays, Flaco, Smashy, beautifully done. Smashy takes it into the air, a little bit of an air dribble here. Leaves it in his final seconds for Flaco to take the shot, catch the defensive guard who was thinking it would go to the top right corner, and ended up in the top left corner. Always difficult to predict when you have 2 players going for a ball who's going to touch it in the end. Team Husky again in the lead. Took him a little bit longer to score than in the previous 2 games. But now Smashy already looking to add another one to the tally. Only finds the backboard instead. No goal for him just yet here. And Team Serene, a little bit of a counter-attack.
Yeah, and it's what they've been doing all series long. They did it very well in the first game, but we haven't seen enough of it. There's another passing play, and for once it's Smashy on the end of receiving. I've noticed a lot this game. It's been Smashy getting the ball middle, getting those assists. He's been racking up the assists, so if he's in your fantasy league team, you'll absolutely be in love with him. As now we're going to see Smashy look to push it forward. It's a bit of a pinch here, but it's going to be won by the Snake, who looks to push it to the midfield. He's not going to. Instead, he lands in their net, as now we're going to see Flaco clear it out. And you know what? It's good to see, finally, some pressure from Team Serene that isn't made completely up off a counter-attack, because Game 2 was their pressure was counter-attack. Now they're making their own pressure, making their own shots, their own saves, and it's really good to see.
Yeah, but one thing they do need to do is get those touches when you actually have the opportunity for a shot on target. Because you can create the passes, you can drop a mid, but if no one's actually shooting the ball, then it's going to be a very, very difficult one for you to perform. But they're slowly finding their rhythm here. Maybe finally getting a couple more shots on target. Beautiful attempt here by Hodge, gets denied by Pluvo on the goal line, and Smashy immediately on the counter-attack, which is actually 0 boost in this tank.
Yeah, and well, Team Serene now looking to push for their equalisers. It would be. We haven't seen as many shots from Hosky this game as Hodge goes a miss of that. Is the Snake versus Smashy. Smashy gonna beat it round him now. Hodge quick shot, but it's going to be just over the top left corner as now Flaco looks for a counter-attacking chance. It's a good 50 with the Snake, but the Snake has it all under control as he shows his mechanics here. Brilliant 50, beats 2 players, but Berserk only going to beat himself there. That ball goes astray, and well, with a minute 44 left, Tavish, who do you reckon's got another goal in them? Oh.
Team Serene.
Good guess, I think that's a good guess.
Beautiful done here by Team Serene. Hodge flicks it over one. Pluvo recovering from the demo. Just respawned a little bit too late. And then for Hodge, it's an easy goal there. And finally, tie game here in game number 3. 1:40 left on the clock. And now Kingsman, I'm going to throw it back to you. Who's going to score next?
Well, I want to say with this newfound momentum, I want to say Team Serene. They've looked a different side this game compared to game number 2. As Hodge now looking for his second. Bounces onto the backboard with Pluvo. Going to have no worries with that. As now Pluvo's going to get cut off by Berserk. As that is cleared downfield to Hodge again. Been very much the centre of attention for Team Serene this game. As we're going to see what he can do there. But the ball only found to Smashy as he shows brilliant control to get it down to Flaco. Wow, what control from Smashy to absolutely prove me wrong. Gets it down straight to Flaco. And what a goal, what a team play. And as I said earlier, Smashy's racking up those assists.
Yeah, and one thing I love there was Flaco was just waiting patiently near that post. He wasn't even there the entire time. He was slowly driving forward, looking at Smashy. Okay, the ball's there, ball drops down. Okay, now I have to put a little bit of boost in the tank to go forward. And a Pluvo quick shot on target will go crossbar. Not even crossbar down, just goes directly underneath the crossbar. And Team Husky extending their lead.
Yeah, it's set up really again by another demo. We talked about this in game 1 as their strong point being demos. And well, it's another demo goal for them. 3-1, it's very quick turnaround from a tied game as Smashy gonna beat out the last defender. Berserk gets a bit bumped there as we see Pluvo now look to push it forward. It's a good, I don't know how the ball's come off that angle, clearly. I don't know my angles, but another bump is going to set up Hosky here for potentially another goal. It says pressure after pressure. But Team Serene, they're holding on here.
The Snake tries to find Berserk. Does find Berserk on the wall, tries to go for the backboard. Quick shot on target actually, doesn't even need the backboard. And they're back into this game. No longer a 2-goal lead for Team Husky. Berserk does it on his own after the beautiful pass from the Snake to set him up. 24 seconds left on the clock. Can Team Serene bounce back, or will Team Huskies put just in another goal to go back to the 2-goal cushion?
Well, it all depends on the start here. We've seen Team Husky dominate the start when they score a goal, and then we've seen a very mixed start like we see here. It does go in Team Serene's favour. Here's the Snake, looks to pass to Berserk. Can Hodge put pressure on? Yes, he can. It's a demo from Berserk here. That's going to open space. Oh, he's going to miss the backflip barely as it's reached 0 seconds. Smashy's going to want a goal for his own tally. It's going to be saved by Hodge. They're keeping it up here. They know what's up as Flaco looks for the shot. He's going to find Pluvo. They want the extra goal. Pluvo takes his second. And finally, Smashy doesn't have a goal contributed.
Yeah, now we finally see Pluvo and Flaco matching up here in game number 3. Team Husky taking another win. Will they get the sweep, Kingsman?
It's a very tough one to call. The team that we've seen in this game from Team Serene is a very different game to game number 2, where Team Husky had 19 shots. In this game, they didn't even get double digits. They got 8. And Team Serene had a very, very good versed defense. And well, I hope they can keep it up.
Yeah, and I think with the way they've been playing, they're definitely gonna do it. But I think here in the final game, Team Serene, they'll become a little bit more aggressive, as they already showed here that they can definitely just, compete. They managed to get 2 goals. They managed to get 2 times really close. Team Husky here. But they need a little bit of extra, a little bit of oomph to get forward, to just challenge more and really throw it to Team Husky, making them awkward in their place.
Yeah, and well, maybe we see that from Team Serene. It would fulfill my prediction for sure. And well, I wonder what that we're going to see in game number 4. Obviously, it's not going to be a game number 5. And well, I'm wondering now what is going to happen this game, because really I want to see Team Serene come off the bat here strong, swinging, absolutely giving it their all for a result here. And well, we're going to see Smashy now look to push it forward. They're going to want a quick start as well, Hosky, but I think it's the first goal that really matters.
Yeah, Berserk throwing it up here. The Snake immediate follow-up. Leaves it for Hodge. Gets it past one. Gets a demo on Pluvo as well. Flaker will help him out. The Snake goes to the backward. Leaves the double attempt. And now a beautiful counter-attack. Flaker will get credit for the goal, but Smashy banged it after that miss from the Snake. Immediately all the way into the other half. And Team Husky, 22 seconds and they're already in the lead.
Yeah, I said the first goal was crucial for Team Serene, but Team Husky have opened the scoring, and it's not good to see a team chasing the game ever if you're rooting for them, and I'm rooting now for Team Serene to take at least a game and fulfill my prediction here. Obviously, if Pluvo watches his bag, he's not going to be too happy with me, but
oh, no.
that looked like it was rolling in for a second, but Hodge absolutely disarming any chance of that. And now we're almost a minute down here, and well, I want to see Team Serene score. I don't want it to be a runaway in game number 4, because this has been a really good series.
Yeah, it has definitely been a really good series. And maybe not score-wise, but damn, Team Husky has definitely been showing. And Team Serene, they put up a very, very tough fight to make it not that easy for Team Husky. But there we finally see a little bit of pressure from the Team Serene side. Just pushing on a little bit by a little bit, making sure that they can control the midfield a little bit more. Definitely with all those challenges happening. The Snake tries to get a shot on target only to get beat. Smashy finds Flaco. Flaco finds the crossbar, not the crossbar, the woodwork. And now a little bit of an awkward 50-50 leads Smashy to get the goal here, but I think it was mostly the defense that lost that 50 there.
The one thing I've contributed to Team Serene for all series long was their defense. And it is a very, very unlucky 50 from Berserk here. And well, it's going to leave 50-50. It's going to leave them a bit shut up here, as now we're going to see the shot go wide. Smashy saves it now nonetheless, as we see the ball pushing forward as Flaco brilliant clear from him. I said I wanted to see the game close, and Team Serene there, well, they're still putting on a show for us here as Berserk pops it to the backboard, pops it middle, but Smashy's going to miss it, and Flaco there, absolutely perfect comms to be able to read that there. And well, I wonder, there's 2 minutes left, it's still very much, it's so possible. I've seen teams 5-0, 6-0 down that have come back in this time, but well, it depends. Do Team Serene have it in the tank? They've only had one shot as half the game has gone by.
I want Team Serene victory just to give them with one goal, or not with one goal, but with one game here. But I've been paying a little bit of attention here to Team Husky in this final game, and if they just throw a ball forward, they see one of their teammates already pre-jumping what they think is going to happen, then I don't think you ever stand a chance. And Pluvo here gets another goal, making it 3-0 with 2:22 left on the clock. But you gotta admit as well, if your teammates are even pre-dumping your shots before you actually go for it, then you know you're in a rhythm and you're not gonna give it up that easy.
Yeah, no, exactly. Right here, but we're gonna see Team Serene 3 goals down there, and Flaco, what a pre-jump. What a, oh my, I thought that was in, but it's apparently smacked the woodwork and come out. That happens to me in ranked a lot, and well, it clearly happens to the best players as well, so it is clear I cannot blame the woodwork no more. But we see now Husky just, they're giving it, they're all here. Wow, 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 wow. Pluvo puts it onto the backboard and he scores an absolute banger of an angle. What a shot from him, and it's a beautiful angle, catches the Snake off guard. He's not going to save that, and well, Husky are 4-0 up.
1:45 left on the clock. Team Husky not only being dominant, also doing it in a mechanical and beautiful fashion here. Only thing you're hoping for, Team Serene, please score a goal. That's all we're hoping for, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult. Smashy taking it into here, going low in the end, catches 2 defenders off guard. 5-0. They're just dominating here.
Yeah, and Smashy is one to go high in all your opportunities. And the one time he takes it low, he catches the defenders off guard. And well, here we go. We're now going to see Hodge look for a bit of mechanics of his own as he goes low. But Smashy able to read it. And the passes now from Hosky, they just want to control the midfield as best they can. As Pluvo now takes it to the wall. And it looks to the side as Berserk does get bumped there. Smashy looking for the 6. They are looking to absolutely stat pad here. I don't know if I've got any of them on my fantasy team. I hope I have, because the points I'm going to get off it will be absolutely ridiculous as the Snake looks for the angle and he gets it. What a double tap. He's showing he's still got stuff in the tank. And while as much as I don't think the win's possible, the Snake showing off in front of the fans here, 5-1.
Oh, and what a beautiful speed there. He drops it from the wall, makes sure it floats a little bit into the air, gets the 100 boost, uses it all to get that beautiful and fast double touch, putting him in the bottom right corner, catching the defense off guard. Like you said, the Snake, he's not done yet. Maybe not a win here, but he can definitely show those mechanics, show everyone why he's also in Premier. Snake now tries to get it again, only finds Smashy. Smashy finds Fluvo to Flaco. Crossbar down, Smashy follows up. Beautiful team play. A little bit unlucky there by Flaco. Gotta not give credit to that much. But Team Husky showing how it's done.
Yeah, the 3-man passing play, they're just showing off at this point. They know the game is done and dusted. And, well, they're going to keep pushing on now to see how many goals they can get here. And a bit of slow 50 in from Berserk on the goal line as Flaco and Smashy both up. Maybe they look for the Brazil here. Do Team Hosky as it's a bang from Flaco. Pluvo there finds it, finds the ball middle, but Hodge finds a demo. Hodge, I think, just chasing everyone around the field now. Berserk looks for the ball middle, but Pluvo's going to beat out Hodge and the Snake. Good challenge from him, but Flaco is already up. And, well, I think we knew this game was over about a minute ago.
Yeah, maybe a little bit earlier than that, but yeah. But now Flaco infield and pass finds Berserk in the end. Pluvo, a beautiful redirect attempt here, only to get it into the corner. 8 seconds ticking down. Will they get that Brazil? Pluvo to the wall, only to find the ball going towards the midfield. Smashy try to keep it up. Pluvo takes it into the air. Will they get an up touch to get that Brazil? No, gets denied. Smashy tries to get it up. Pluvo tries to take it into the air as well. A little bit of boost, finds Smashy in midfield. No. Ball will be up. Ball will go in the end, and we have a Brazil to end this series here.
Yeah, and I think it was wanted from the start as Flaco, but they were all dipping early on as well. It's going to be Hosky as a 4-0 win. And I'll be honest, after they scored the first, I think it was 3 or 4 goals, the sweep looked inevitable this game.
Yeah, both our predictions going wrong there, so that's like maybe an upside for me, I don't know. But Team Husky, even though they're bottom of the standings, obviously because they had to give away that win as a forfeit to one of their other teams, they just destroyed Serene here in a very, very dominant fashion. And still, credit to Serene for putting on an amazing fight, getting 2 close games, 2 not so close games. But they showed everyone that they're still ready to compete with Premier. They managed to compete here against Team Husky, but Team Husky just a little bit too much for them in the end.
Yeah, Team Husky, they didn't look like giving up at any point in time here. And you really have to congratulate them. I did predict them to win. I did predict Serene to get a game, but they were just too dominant. They're very dominant, as I've seen Ark said in chat. They were very good. And I mean, if you've got any of them in your fantasy team after that game, you will be very, very proud of yourself. Because they have done everyone proud here who wanted them to win. But you can't, at the end of the day, as much as we've supported Hosky and told them how good they were this series, Team Serene, they were very good as well this series. Not many mistakes from them, but there's just not much they could do.
No, and I agree with you there. And now we had 2 series done here. We had a Master Series that ended in a draw. We had a Premier Series that ended in a beautiful sweep. And we have 1 series left here on the agenda. It is going to be... let me see before I say it incorrectly. We're going to have an Elite Series between Fearless Bravo, they're back again, and Temple just in a little bit. We're gonna take a quick little break, and when we get back, I'm gonna be here again, but without Kingsman, I'm gonna be here with Alligator actually, guessing that final series. So, Kingsman, I want to thank you for this amazing Premier Series where Team Husky showed dominance. And, like I said, quick break, then we'll be back, so don't go anywhere.
When I'm in, you're out, you gon' take me down. You complain about everything, oh wow, nothing's changed about how you came around. Yeah, always try to blame me while you play around. So tell me what the deal is, tell me what you want, yeah. I can't even give it, I'm all out of love. Thinking that we finished, but then you pulled a card. Look, I'm sorry, but I'm out of here. I think you out of love. Simple little changes, probably all subtle. Notice that you ain't the same, and I'm puzzled. Wonder what it takes, I'm breaking down rubble. I had to switch lanes, I'm safe in my bubble. Look, I don't know what I'm feeling, we back and forth depending. No matter what the weather is, you're never gonna get it. Packing my bags, moving, I'm finished. All out of gas, I've been empty, diminished. I got my hope on full, but my heart's on empty. Don't know what you want, you've been gone and you left me. Give what I got, it's for naught, to the next please. Stuck in my emotions at a loss when you text me. When I'm in, you're out, you gon' take me down. You complain about everything, oh wow, nothing's changed about how you came around. Yeah, always try to blame me while you play around. When you talk on my name, I was lost in a phase. You were wrong in your place and you wanna be shamed. And you're off with the lames, got me gone into space. You were coming for my image, but it blew up in your face. Well, really you the villain, but always put on a front. Got me second guessing feelings, I'm wondering if I'm wrong, yeah. Manipulative and timid, you rigorous with your love. Been addicted to the feeling, but lately it's getting wrong. Look, I don't know what I'm feeling, we back and forth depending. No matter what the weather is, you're never gonna get it. Packing my bags, moving, I'm finished. All out of gas, I've been empty, diminished. I got my hope on full, but my heart's on empty. Don't know what you want, you've been gone and you left me. Give what I got, it's for naught, to the next please. Stuck in my emotions at a loss when you text me. When I'm in, you're out, you gon' take me down. You complain about everything, oh wow, nothing's changed about how you came around. Yeah, always try to blame me while you play around. When I'm in, you're out, you gon' take me down. You complain about everything, oh wow, nothing's changed about how you came around. Yeah, always try to blame me while you play around.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love.
welcome back everybody for the final series here at RSC. I'm still Tavish, and this time I'm joined with a new guy. I'm joined with Alligator for the final series here. Elite Fearless Bravo versus Temple. Number 1 versus number 2 seed. Gator, my friends, it's a long time since we casted RSC together. How are you doing?
It's been a long time indeed, but I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for that introduction. I'm not going to ask how you're doing because, you know, after 2 series already, I know the voice starts to go and everything. So I'm going to just take it over here, do a little bit of talking. Like you said, number 1 against number 2 here in this Elite Division Glacies Conference. We have, like you said, Fearless Bravo, number 1 with a 5-3-1 record against Temple. Now, number 2 that have a 5-3-0 record. It is certainly going to be very, very close. I would expect it to be a very, very nice series to watch. Sorry, I just couldn't find the words. Fearless Bravo are coming fresh off of a victory against Severance 3-1. On the other hand, Temple, they didn't have that good of a week last week in week 4. They drew 2-2 against Deception. So, you know, we do have Fearless Bravo over there at the top. But really, these 2 teams, they're basically equal. You can't really say after 4 weeks of play, oh, this one's clearly the better team, or this one is clearly going to lose. No, it's going to be a bit more equal. You take a look at that. The win percentage is actually in favor of Temple. I believe they have a 75% win percentage in terms of games. I think Fearless Bravo maybe a bit less, but still, it's going to be very close. It's going to be very, very exciting to see it. And Tavish, I have to ask you, is there anything specific that you want from the series? You know, do you want like one of the 2 teams going hard against the other? Do you want to sweep, or do you want it to see going 2-2? Maybe both teams trading blows. What are you expecting here?
Well, one thing I am definitely expecting, just purely based on team stats, is Fearless Bravo is gonna be a demo merchant all around with 148. Because they have 148 demos to their name, and Temple only having 65. So I really expect Fearless Bravo to just be a menace to Temple in that regard. But if you take a look at team stats in general, it's basically all the same. Saves, goals against, goals for, losses, wins, basically all the same. Shooting percentage as well. So Fearless Bravo, my expectation for them, gonna be very aggressive, very demo heavy. Don't know how the individual stats talk about that factor as much. We'll get there in a second. But what I really hope is for Fearless Bravo to just dominate and show why they are the first seed here in the conference. Be that aggressive as they want to be, just do what they want to do. Make it very difficult for Temple to find their rhythm. But obviously, it's first against second seed. You kind of expect the best out of both teams here. And if we're talking a little bit of predictions already, I'm thinking a 3-1 victory for Fearless here. But yeah.
Okay.
Gator, what are you expecting here for the series?
We talked a little bit about it behind the scenes. You know, I was originally gonna go with a 3-1 victory also for Fearless Bravo because, you know, at the end of the day, they do have that advantage. They won last week. They are the number 1 seed in this conference, and that has to count for something. But since you took it away from me, I am going to go with the 2-2 prediction. They are both very evenly matched, and that would have been my second choice anyway. I am expecting something very, very interesting here. I'm expecting both teams to trade blows back and forth, like I said, and really offer some great Rocket League. I am a big enjoyer of number 1 against number 2, or number 1 against number 3, or number 2 against number 3. You know, when the top teams play each other, it's always very, very entertaining to watch, and I'm expecting a Giga Banger here, and I know no matter what, really, even if my prediction is completely wrong, it's going to be a Giga Banger, because if Fearless Bravo completely destroy this series, it's always exciting to see the best team here in this conference to go all out and to display some great Rocket League. If we get a draw, fantastic. Both teams are going to be trading blows back and forth. It's going to be interesting until the end. And if Temple are able to actually claim that victory, it's going to be technically an upset, which also makes it interesting. So I really don't think there is a losing situation right here.
True.
Predictions aren't really the most relevant, I think, here. It's going to be all for the enjoyment of our spectators. And speaking of which, we already have the players loading into the lobby. So kickoff will go in just a few seconds. Number 1 against number 2, Fearless Bravo against Temple. Here we go for our last match of the day.
Yeah, Fearless Bravo in the blue, Temple in the orange, pink, whatever color you want to call it. Either way, banger of series, game 1 on the way. And, you know, quickly to get back on what I expected to happen, what I actually don't expect to happen, because this is my 3rd series. And in the 1st series we had a Master, and it was a ping pong game in game number 1. And then we had Premier, and that was just dominant fashion all over. So I don't want to have another ping pong game. Be dominant, be aggressive, do whatever you want. The ping pong games are a little bit for the lower tiers, I would say, and we're still in a lead here. So please, be aggressive, show us what you're made of. Jared here whiffs, and Mamba can take control here. Quick shot on target, no, we'll go in the corner instead. So already a little bit of pressure coming out here within the first 45 seconds, but nothing too dangerous just yet.
Man, those are the demos that you were talking about, Fearless Bravo, right? They have 100, almost 50 of them, and it clearly puts them in an offensive position where you can see how quickly they are able to transition from their defense onto the attack. But they have to be careful, because those shots are going to be coming in from the side of Temple. We already have a 1, actually 2 for Mamba, 1 for Edgy. Actually, Temple is out shooting Fearless Bravo right now, but I feel like Fearless, they've had the best opportunities, they've had the more clear chances, and if they keep this up, maybe they have to get out of their own half a little bit more, but I think they're going to put themselves in a great position to get a goal eventually. But like I said, they have to get out of their own half. This is the first time they do it in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, Mama now takes it into here, goes to the backboard, doesn't get the double, but removes Bryn from the play, giving Edgy a little bit of time. Gets it over 1 towards the backboard as well. Form follow-up, will drop it down. Edgy also trying to find a bump on Jared. Didn't get it in the end. And definitely Temple applying a lot of pressure here. And Form doing a lot of work here. And Edgy helped him out beautifully going on that backboard. No, Mama actually going on the backboard to bump the last player. Form only had to tap it in. Bryn nowhere to be found. Temple score first.
Yeah, and this is quite clear to me. Temple have done their homework. They know what Fearless Bravo are going for. They know what to expect. They know what their game plan is, and they're just executing it. You saw there were a couple demos in the half of Fearless Bravo. Then there was that bump into the backboard that you mentioned. And you know, Fearless Bravo, yes, they have those almost 150 demos, but I'm pretty sure, without having watched any of their previous games, a lot of them come from the offense. And look at that, it's going to be a mistake in the defense. Nobody has the boost to get back. And from the midfield, a touch that you would never think that would go in is instead going to be a goal for Edgy and Fearless Bravo. They're nowhere to be seen. They are, I would say they're crumbling, but they never built anything to crumble.
Yeah, I think for them it's maybe a little bit of the nerves of game number 1. At least it's not the ping pong or the really tie game here. It's definitely Temple showing why they're here, ready to play, and Fearless Bravo not really dominant enough to get their footing in why they're the first seed. Now almost a beautiful play there by Edgy will be denied in the last possible second. But you know, great opportunities here for Temple. They're showing why they are the second seed, why they are so good. And for Fearless Bravo, a little bit of work to do here, but you know, it's only game number 1. Maybe they lose this one, and then game number 2, 3, and 4 will go completely their way. Maybe we both predicted wrong, and just Temple is going to be the very dominant one. And I don't want to call them an underdog, but if you go standings, maybe because they're the lower one out of the 2. But now, Joward probably heard us talking that they haven't built anything just yet. Ethereal going for the bumps. Joward drops it in just above the defense. And Fearless Bravo finally here in game number 1.
Yeah, and this is what they were lacking, right? At the beginning of the game, you know, we've got a bit less than 2 minutes left, already way into the second half. And Fearless Bravo, they were starting to apply this offensive pressure that allows them to score so many goals, to get so many demos, to basically get all the wins that they have been getting. On the other side, Temple, they had all that offensive pressure in the first half, but now they have been forced inside their own defensive third. maybe this big clear is what's going to give them that little bit of breathing room. But no, Ethereal is already there. Fearless Bravo, like you said, maybe they were just warming up, because now they seem like they have realized, okay, Temple, they are no team to be trifled with. You know, they are number 2, yes, but they have a very similar record to ours, and so they need to wake up. They need to start doing things, and that is exactly what we're seeing right here. We didn't quite see the bumps on the goal line, but we saw some of those Fearless Bravo players trying to bother the goalkeeper or those in the last line of defense, and maybe that is going to lead to another goal. But at the same time, Temple, they're those ouches themselves. They have realized what's going on, and they have tightened their defense.
Yeah, definitely one thing you notice at Temple is close for a goal there. Mamba, beautiful save to keep Temple in this and not going into that tie result. But one thing definitely shown here from Temple is they tightened their defense, but they started to control midfield just a little bit more. Give that second man a little bit further back. Make sure that every time the ball goes into midfield, the second man will challenge immediately. Give the third man a little bit of time to make sure he's in the right position to follow up if necessary. And there, edgy, beautiful shot on target. Form helping him out by clearing the entire defense. Mamba takes it into the air, try to fight Form. Form dropping it down, will go wide. Edgy wanted to follow, but had to go back. Ethereal, beautiful flick into the midfield. No luck yet for Fearless Bravo as the final seconds are ticking down.
Yeah, and Mamba, clearly, I would say here, the MVP of game number 1. Even the game itself is going to recognize it. Without a single goal to their name, but still climbing to that top of the scoreboard. You can see it in their stats, right? 3 saves, including that crucial save that I think we both thought was going to be the second goal for Fearless Bravo. I was about to say, oh, they've tightened their defense. No, Caster's Curse, obviously going to be coming in. But then Caster's Curse kicked in even more because Mamba got that stretching save. 4 shots as well, putting on an enormous amount of pressure on the defense of Fearless Bravo. And Temple right now, they're looking like a serious contender to vie for that number 1 seed that Fearless are holding at the moment. They, like we said, they came in with a game plan to how to shut down Fearless Bravo, and then this is where a great team is made. Fearless Bravo adapted to what Temple had. But then Temple adapted to Fearless Bravo's adaptation. Being able to change your game plan on the fly, being able to do new things, to improvise, is what distinguishes the good players from the great players. And right now, Temple, especially Mamba, like I said, but also Edgy and Form, they have been really good. They're looking like great players. There's no disrespect to Fearless Bravo. They just simply haven't been the better team. And, you know, in a series so short, only 4 games to be played, you can't really allow yourself to have down games because then you're already at a big disadvantage.
Yeah, and with all of that beautiful summary of everything that we're going to expect here and what Fearless Bravo should do, I couldn't have said it better myself. But game 2 underway. Fearless Bravo, can they bounce back? Temple, can they keep the dominance up that they showed here in game number 1? Time will tell. 5 minutes. Well, actually, no longer 5 minutes, but 4:40 left on the clock, and Temple already applying a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, Temple really, like we said, I will never get tired of saying it. Their game plan is here, and it's not just something that they came up with on the fly, right? You can see that they have tactics behind them, that they have something in mind, and there it is. It's going to lead to another early goal. Now it comes from Form instead of Edgy. Edgy is the one that gets the pass to Mamba, and off the backboard, you see Fearless Bravo. They are completely out of position, and this is starting to become more and more of a gap of a tactical difference in game number 2. Temple, they once again have the lead. They have this capability to now go on the offense because they know even if they get scored on, they're not going to be at a disadvantage. They are going to have not a cushion because that would be 2 goals, but they are at least going to have the tie. And if they win this game, number 2, they guarantee themselves at least a draw, potentially a win if they win game number 3. And with all the momentum that they would carry with 2 wins in a row, I wouldn't be surprised if then they took 3, maybe potentially 4. But they do have to take game 2. Fearless Bravo now regaining a little bit of control is exactly what you want to see if you're a fan of the blue team.
Yeah, and you were talking there about if they win the first 2 games, then it's most likely to win the 3rd game as well. And, you know, we had 2 series already today. The first Master Series were 2 wins for Fearless, and then out of nowhere, Dominion won the other 2 games, and then we had Premier, and then Team Husky just completely swept. So we already have 2 very good results happening here this night. Maybe we'll finally get that 3-1 result, so we have all 3 of them, all 3 of the possibilities here. But so far, Fearless, no shot on target, and obviously Wild Target Jared gets a quick shot on target, will be saved in the last possible second. Bryn in midfield, leaves for Joud as well, quick shot, Edgy, puts it into the corner, and Form immediate follow-up. Still tries to get a little bit of piece of it, but gets beat out. And a beautiful 50 but drops the ball back to Mamba. Temple, every time where they think, oh, they lost the ball, one player's already waiting to take control of it and keep the pressure. Edgy now just basically waiting for the ball to drop down to win that 50. Almost drops it in actually, but will be safe on the goal line. And you said it already a couple times that Temple have their game plan, and for Fearless you're right now just waiting for them to start using their game plan, because they're playing so much in Temple's speed and Temple's mind that they don't know what they should be doing anymore.
Oh, absolutely. I was thinking about it. Temple's fundamentals are just so good. They are doing basically... I was going to say they're doing everything right. That is not what they are doing. They had a lot of double commits. They had an obscene lack of boost in the first half of this game. But still, their fundamentals are so good. Their game plan is so good that they were able to live down those mistakes. And now you start to see the double commits come in from Fearless, Bravo. And Temple, even when they go back to defense, they're just doing everything so well. But Bryn, with a double demo, maybe can open up some space. But oh, still, look at that. The corner boost steal from Form, and now the demo comes through. Fearless, Bravo, they really have no response to this Temple team that they started off looking more or less equal. But now, even though they're just 1 goal up, they seem so superior.
Yeah, and they're just gonna continue, even though, like I said, they're only 1 goal up. So now tries to get it past one, has some boost to work with, tries to go for a flip, only to find Mamba denying him and putting it into the corner. Bryn still wins the 50-50. Form, not the best touch there, but still managed to take a little bit of control. Still were already up, kind of pre-jumped that, and Joward now tries to get something, only to get the ball back into that corner. They have to get out, because that corner is going to be their downfall. Ethereal now goes for the flip, set down, doesn't manage to get it. Joward tries to dump it down as well, only to get for Form to clear it. Bryn now, maybe he can make something else happen. So many great opportunities for Fearless Bravo, but every time they go for something, the ball will just go back into that corner. And as long as it is in that corner, they will not get a goal, because the corner is just gonna kind of capture them, and then they can do anything that they want to do, and that's just exactly what Temple is hoping for.
At the end, you look at Mamba, 4 saves in this game, absolutely being the pillar of the defense for Temple. And you see that again, a double commit. We saw bad rotations in the previous play, lack of boost, but still, Temple are holding on so strong. I think maybe their number 2 seed is purely based off of their matchups. Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been following, unfortunately, RSC much, but maybe Fearless Bravo have had easier matchups, it seems to me, because, like I said, right now, Temple are looking dominant, but maybe a 0-second opportunity gonna be here. No, good extension right there. I believe that was Edgy with the last touch. You know, all 3 players using exactly the same preset, it looks like, so really no way to tell them apart. Once again, Mamba, the MVP, 1 assist, 4 saves, no shots to credit Mamba, and still only 1 shot from Temple, 1 goal. They have 100% goal accuracy, whatever you want to call it, shooting accuracy. On the other side, Fearless Bravo, you take a look, 7 shots, none of them on target. Bryn, their leading player, has less points than Edgy, the bottom player in the scoreboard for Temple. They are looking so good right now. Fearless Bravo, Tavish, they're completely lost. What can they do in game 3? Because the best they can do now is a draw.
Yeah, like I said, the best they can do is that draw, and with... I don't know, to be honest. For some reason, Temple, they had... Like, we're gonna say that, I think, a lot of times here in this series. Beautiful game plan. They know what they have to do. Players are gonna be aggressive. They're not gonna overcommit or anything. They're just gonna control midfield like they should. And if a player can go forward, then they're gonna move forward as a unit and maybe keep that 3rd man a little bit on the midfield line. And for Fearless, the only thing they're doing so far is they're, instead of really going as a team forward and back, they're just okay, you go forward, and then the second man goes forward, and then the third man goes forward, instead of kind of completely rotating as an entire roster in just like a unit actually, forward into offense. Or maybe they should start using a little bit more of the mechanics in the solo plays. Just start switching it up, because for Temple, it doesn't matter what you're throwing at them right now, but what you're throwing is just an uncontrolled team play, and if you either control it or go for full solo, you can catch them off guard. But so far, Fearless Bravo isn't doing either, so Temple, they're not complaining.
Exactly, and you mentioned the mechanics. I've been seeing the mechanics are actually better from Fearless Bravo, and it seems like they have woken up. You know, the possibility that they might lose this series is certainly something itching underneath them. You see their Mamba with one shot after none in game number 2, but at Fearless Bravo, they've already had 2 opportunities where there was a demo and then a follow-up shot. Unfortunately for them, of course, there was the defender, and we're still tied at 0 apiece. But they clearly are doing something different in this game. Is there going to be an own goal? The bump is certainly there. I believe it was from Jawerd, might have been Bryn. I don't really know who it was, but Fearless Bravo trying to go for a bit more of that physical play in the goal line. Now the question is, Tempo, they've looked good and they are still holding on strong on the defense. No more double commits, maybe a lack of boost here and there affecting them, but the moment they go on to offense, they could have very dangerous counterattack opportunities. Fearless Bravo, though, still trying, and I don't know what the shot statistics look like right now, but all 3 players of Fearless Bravo have 1 shot to their name, and probably more that the game hasn't credited. They are certainly looking good, but Mamba once again going for it.
Yeah, for Temple, we're kind of seeing them struggling right now to get their normal gameplay going. So Fearless Bravo definitely putting up a little bit of a stronger shot in game 1 and in game number 2. And a lot of demos already coming out to kind of help that as well. And I think maybe that they need to add that as well. Just a little bit more demo, a little bit more bump, a little bit more aggression, disruption play to really make it difficult for Temple to get their footing in. And now a beautiful clear all the way into the other side. Edgy, beautiful save to deny the opportunity. Jared fakes it, Ethereal fakes it as well. Tries to get a flick only to have Form take it over. Form, quick shot of target, will go wide. Edgy, soft shot, easy save for Grim. Jared taking over and Bryn in the corner, slowly taking control. Temple slowly applying a little bit more pressure and a lot of slowly here, because no one is going to speed up at this point. They all try to take control, try to really make sure that they're not overcommitting, making anything, doing anything stupid. Then there's only 2:20 left on the clock, and definitely for Fearless Bravo, they want to make sure they do everything precisely and perfect. Because if it goes wrong, then they're never going to win this series.
Exactly. Now Edgy on the counter attack. Gonna be saved by Bryn. A little bit of lack of boost here in the goal line for Fearless Bravo. We saw the same on the other side for Temple. And just like you said, both teams are playing very slow. They're trying to take it easy. Fearless Bravo, they know that if they lose this one, they lose the series. Like we said, the best they can hope for now is a draw. And they have been looking so much better, but they just can't get it past that goal line. Temple are fine with just defending, and also another crucial factor, like you mentioned, it has been more than half the game already, going into our last 90 seconds in just a little bit, and no goals have been scored, where in the first game we had goals inside the first minute, I believe, for both teams, and finally Jawords is going to change that equality, is going to tilt the balance in favor of Fearless Bravo. After, I believe, 5+ minutes, closer to 10 might be, without scoring a goal.
Yeah, something like that, and Jared finally breaks the deadlock, putting it in from within the corner, and Fearless Bravo for the first time taking the lead here in the series. Jared already looking for an info pass to make it 2, only to find Ethereal dropping it down on the crossbar. Bryn immediate follow-up. Fearless Bravo back in this game, 2-0 up, 1:16 left on the clock. And it may look that Fearless Bravo will take game number 3.
And the beautiful passing plays off the backboard, I believe might have been from Jawert, the pass on to Ethereal, I think it was, and then to Bryn. Now we see again another demo. Fearless Bravo, clearly they want to lock this game up. They have that 2-0 goal cushion. And I think in that first goal, not that first goal that Jawert scored, but rather the second one from Ethereal, you could see a little bit of those not lackluster aerial mechanics from Temple, but you know, sometimes they do miss their aerial, sometimes they don't make contact with the ball, And despite that, their defense has held on strong, but maybe now it's going to start to cost them. It remains to be seen with 40 seconds here left in game number 3. Maybe Fearless Bravo have this one tied up, like you said, but it's all going to be decided, I believe, in game number 4, unless, of course, Temple have something to say.
Yeah, that's all depending on Temple here in the final 30 seconds. So far, they haven't found an answer yet here against the relentless offense for Fearless Bravo in the final 90 seconds. And Edgy almost get dunked there, but managed to get a little piece of the ball to make sure they got the clear. Form taking control, gets a flick over one, Jared denying him in midfield, no Form reach follow-up, gets the knife by Ethereal on the return. And the final seconds ticking down. 2-1 will be the scoreline here, and it's still in favor of Temple. The best Fearless can hope for is a draw result. And maybe with the momentum now slowly going in their favor, they can actually go for it. But Temple, we shouldn't underestimate them. They can still bounce back in that final game.
Exactly. They have everything to play for, as do Fearless Bravo. Not quite everything, but they still have a lot to play for. Of course, that draw is better than a loss on your record, especially going into the latter halves of the season. Those records might matter, whether you go into play-ins, whether you go into playoffs directly. It will come into play, I'm sure, later down the line. But for the moment, it's kind of more for a bit of those pride points, right? Fearless Bravo get the draw. They keep that number 1. I believe if Temple get the W shortly, they get the top spot in the rankings. And with how Fearless played in game number 3 here, I think that that 2-2 prediction that I had is still alive. Temple, I don't believe they played bad. They just kind of crumbled in the very last seconds of that game. Fearless probably had a strong offense going on, and I feel like Temple just couldn't keep up on their defense, but now they get a chance to reset. We take the full minute going into the last game here. It's going to be in Beckwith Park night. Absolutely beautiful scenario where our RSC games end, of course. Temple with a chance to get the 3-1 victory. They can definitely do it. I don't really think that there's anything fundamental that they need to change. Maybe just be a bit more clean with it on the defense. Those mechanics, like we said, on the aerial. It's got to make contact with the ball if it's coming at your net, especially if it's on target. Fearless Bravo, they have a fire lit under them, and they know it. They want to go again for this early offense. We saw early goals in games number 1 and number 2. Game number 3 took a lot longer to break that deadlock that you mentioned, but in the end, it was a blue team that claimed victory. Now here in game number 4, it seems like it's once again that ping pong that you hate so much. But really, you can't blame these two teams for playing a bit of ping pong after the great spectacle that they've given us in 3 games, can you?
What? Okay, maybe not, but I'm happy for a reason. So I can. So, yeah, I'll accept it in this series because obviously it's kind of a banger, but it all depends how this series is going to end. Will it get a draw result? Will it get that 3-1 victory so that we have all 3 of the possible scorelines here on this beautiful Thursday evening? Only time will tell. So far, 1 minute come and gone, a couple shots on both ends, but no real danger at any possible moment. As you know, try to make something happen for Temple. Mamba still in the air, has some boost to work with, does find the far post, and Temple score first.
And that lack of boost that we were talking about that might have been deadly but didn't end up being for Temple, especially in game number 2, now has cost the side of Fearless Bravo. I believe it was Joe Wirt had a 0 tank, and Mamba just had that tiny bit more boost to put it on target. Now Ethereal is going to have to make that stretch because Temple, they want to close it out here. They want to get that 2-goal cushion form on the back rotation. Is going to get the demo onto Bryn. Temple, they have realized that this is very much doable. They really want to get it. And Fearless Bravo, they haven't started off strong. They have maybe a bit of a slower start, but that is exactly what we saw in games number 1 and number 2, and we all know how those went. Now, whether it's going to go the same way here in game number 4, no one can really tell, but Temple, for the moment, have been content with playing back, and that's exactly what they did in game number 3, and it didn't quite work out for them, but really, their opportunities are just starting to come in slowly but surely, and with a goal on their side. They are content to play this game, like we said, but I think this is the ideal scenario for them, really.
Yeah, it definitely is. 1-0 up for Temple. Fearless Bravo kind of struggling, but now Ethereal has a quick shot on target. Mamba goes for the redirect all the way into the other side. Will
Is
it
that
drop
it?
it down? It will go, and Ethereal had to drop it in himself because it was going to float in either way, no matter what was going to happen at this point. Beautiful redirect shot here from Mamba, and just like that, Bryn actually had to put it in. Actually pretty close to making the crossbar, getting that beautiful save, but even with that crossbar, it also could have been a double tap going down. Either way, Temple 2-0 up. 2:30 left on the clock. A lot of work to do here for Fearless Bravo to get back, otherwise Temple will take the victory here in this series.
I said it right there. A lot of work to do for Fearless Bravo, and they want to get started as soon as possible. We've crossed the halfway point on this last game. No matter what happens, draws are possible here in RSC. If you're not familiar with our league play format, it is 4 games, and it can have either of the 3 results. You can have a 4-0, a 3-1, or a 2-2, of course. For both sides, that creates way more scenarios. But going into our last 2 minutes, it's Temple nursing a 2-1 lead and a 2-0 here in the final game. They are poised to take the victory. Fearless Bravo, they want to take that away by all means possible, and Mamba really cementing themselves as the MVP of the series, I think, already with 2 goals in game number 4. It doesn't matter that they've had more quiet games in the past because they were playing defense, and defense is still a very important part of the gameplay. And as we go into the last 90 seconds, the defense might be crumbling a little bit for Temple as Bryn gets the 1 goal to open their count to maybe start to get back. 94 seconds remaining. Is this the draw for Fearless Bravo, or is it just gonna be a skid mark on the perfect record to go into number 1 for Temple?
Yeah, only 94 seconds to find out. But yeah, that goal for Fearless Bravo, form not getting the best start, and then obviously it's an easy 50-50 for Ethereal to get that opportunity for Bryn to score it. And now Bryn, beautiful redirect into midfield, only Mamba will deny him. Edger already up, tries to get a goal, only finds Ethereal on the goal line. Tries to go for a demo, but Ethereal reads it perfectly. Form now, 1-on-1. Bryn try to receive the pass, but Form read it there exactly how it was gonna play out. Jowd in the air, still has boost to work with, goes for the flip instead, gets it past 1, tries to go for the dunk. Form will get that goal line save, and Fearless Bravo so close to get that tie result here in game number 4. Doesn't find it. Jowd goes for the double touch, a little bit too hard. Ethereal and Bryn both work together. Form to Mamba. A lot of happening here in front of the Temple goal line, but no second goal will go in.
Man, that's the second time in about 30 seconds that Bryn and Ethereal, exactly those 2 players, have collided with each other. Those double commits, the communication clearly is not working as well as it should for Fearless Bravo, but it doesn't really matter when you are against the ropes. You just want to score, you just want to get the equalizer. Now the danger in the last 30 seconds comes through. Do you risk it all going into the offense? Bryn certainly thinks so, are going to go for the boost steal and for the demo. Maybe there's a pass here, but it's off target for Ethereal, and the problem is if they go too much on offense, maybe they can get scored on defense. Joe Word doesn't make contact with that ball. Last 10 seconds and the clock is ticking down, and Temple, surely they're going to win. It's going to have to be all the way across the field for Ethereal. Where's the pass? Joe Word is going to put it up, the double tap off the backboard. Who's there to catch it? Ethereal gets a catch, but no, it's going to drop, and Temple gets the 3-1. GG's all around. Victory for them, and the number 1 seed for the side in pink.
Man, what a banger of an end here at this series. And now we have it all. All 3 results on one night, and what a... Man, I'm still recovering from this series, actually, because I definitely expected Fearless Bravo, the first seed here in the conference, to get that win. But in the end, it just... Temple, they were too dominant. They had their game plan ready, they knew what to do. They probably built their entire game plan. Okay, Fearless Bravo, a team that makes a lot of demos. We're going all in against them. We're just controlling midfield, try to go a lot in the air so they can't demo us the entire time. And it worked, and they felt comfortable doing it. Only in game 3, a little bit of a hiccup there in their way to get that sweep result that they wanted. Fearless Bravo managed to get something of a result to deny that to deny the sweep opportunity for Temple. And yeah, like you said, maybe, I'm not sure how the standings are gonna be at the end of this week, but Temple has a very good chance here to claim that number 1 spot in the conference.
I would think so. Maybe it was a bit premature of me to say that is guaranteed, but you'd think, with a head-to-head, another victory on the record, that's probably going to be the case. And if it isn't, they are going to be that much closer. Really, it's not going to matter. When the number one and the number two teams are so close to each other and they have played against each other, even if the number two is one step down, if they have beaten number one, I think it's quite clear that it's just a matter of numbers and matchups, and that eventually they're going to claim that number one spot. But you can never know. Maybe later down the line there will be an upset, and Temple might drop a game here, or Fearless Bravo might cause an upset there. You can't ever really tell. Certainly going to be interesting to watch these two teams throughout the season, throughout the regular play. But really, like you said, it was a banger of a game. Temple, I think they defied all the expectations. I think you can reasonably call this one an upset. None of our predictions were right, but I don't think any of us really are complaining, because we got to watch some great Rocket League. I think this is a fantastic way to close out the night here at RSC, and I know you have been casting for quite a bit now, so I'm just going to ask you before we finish it for the day, do you have any parting words?
Man, what a night! Obviously, starting night, Master Series 2-2 results. Then a Premier Series, beautiful sweep from Team Husky. Now to end the night here with Elite with I want to say Elite, but Temple taking a 3-1 victory here over Fearless Bravo in Elite. I've been here for 3 hours. I have three beautiful casters with me. Statue of Kingsman Gas, and now ending here the night with Alligator. Stingray in the back doing a lot of production work, making sure that the stream looked perfect. Obviously, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to the sponsors for making everything possible. Follow us on social media at RSC_EU. 3 series, 3 beautiful results. We're gonna close it down here tonight on this beautiful Thursday evening, and we're gonna be back Saturday with a Master, Prospect, and Challenger series. So still a lot of action ready to go. But for now, we're gonna say good night. Have a beautiful Thursday evening. I don't know what you're gonna do for the rest of the night, but see you guys on Saturday.